So today's video, well, welcome to the channel, welcome to the channel. So today's video is going to be about being angry and how it's like an unruly fire. Okay, I want you to listen to that analogy. Being angry and how it's like an unruly fire. Now, when you think about a house being on fire, right? When you think about a house being on fire and out of control, it's all over the place. The fire is everywhere, right? The whole house is on fire. It has no boundaries on where it's going to go. It's all over the place, right? And the problem with that is when the fire department comes to try to contain that fire, it's very difficult because it takes so many people to try to contain this fire. And it's like they're spraying the house from all different angles. And no matter what, the fire is not being tamed. It takes a long duration before that fire is able to be tamed. And of course, you could discern the difference between the fire just being started and the whole house being on fire and it's all over the place, right? And being angry is just like that unruly fire that's all over the place. The problem with that is it's very hard to be contained, right? And it needs so much energy to contain it. And no matter what you try to do, sometimes it's not easy to contain. It's like a wildfire. It's just running rampant all over the place. And that's how it is when you are angry. When you have allowed your emotions to get to that point of anger, that's exactly what you are, an unruly fire that's burning all over the place. And the reason why that's not a good thing, is the same example as a fire. It just runs rampant. It has no structure, it has no direction, it's just all over the place. And that's how you are when you get angry. When you allow somebody to get you angry, that's exactly what you are aligned with, is being an unruly fire. Now the question is, do you want to be an unruly fire? Do you want to be something that's all over the place? Or do you want to be like the fire on a stove that's contained and controlled, where you can turn it up and down whenever you want to, right? On a unruly fire, it just blazes all over the place. But a fire that's on the stove, in order for the fire to get higher, you got to add a little gas to it, right? You got to add a little bit more gas to it, and then that's how the fire goes up. But it doesn't go out of control. You could turn it back down whenever you want to. And that's how you want to be when it comes to controlling your emotions. You don't want to be angry and be the unruly fire. You want to be a person that can control your fire, right? The reason why being angry is bad is because a lot of times people don't think when they're angry, right? They just do stuff. That's how you end up with serial killers. That's how you end up with people killing people and all the drastic, irrational, bad stuff that happens in this world. Is a lot of times people are just angry in that moment. And in that moment of being angry, they make the wrong decision. Road rage. Somebody cut you off. You might be angry within that moment. And within that moment, you do the wrong thing. Racing the person, tailgating the person, arguing with the person, throwing up middle fingers and all these things. And all those things you're doing because you're angry. And because of your anger, it clouds your judgment. And you wasn't being rational, you're being irrational because of your anger. Now you're sitting there chasing this person and you have your family in the car. You're putting your life at risk, you're putting your family life at risk, all because you wanted to prove a point of, I am this person that is not going to take that. I am this person that's not going to take that. But a more rational person, a more calm person, a more chill person, humble person would have been like, you know what? The person didn't hit my car, it's whatever. Let the person go, right? Let the person go. I'm not arguing with that person. The person threw me the bird. I'm not throwing the bird back, because that's self-control right there, right? When you're angry, you don't have self-control. You've lost control. It's like that car going all over the place in the snow. It's lost control in the snow. You want to be able to act like you are a car that's driving on dry land. No rain, no sleet, no snow, no nothing. You have full control over your vehicle. Just like your emotions, you want to have full control over your emotions and full control over your anger. You do not want to walk around angry. You do not want to even get anger. You don't even want to get angry to that point, right? You want to acknowledge that something bother you, right? But not act on it, right? There's times where we think things in our head, but we gotta be rational and know that okay, that wouldn't make sense. That right there is added more fuel to the fire and it's gonna make it worse to the point where it becomes that unruly fire. And because you don't want it to get to being unruly, you leave it alone. You take the air out of it, you suffocate it and let it die down, right? Because it needs that oxygen to keep flaming and it needs the fuel to keep flaming, right? But instead, you suck the oxygen out of it. So I'm saying? It's just like there's a reason why the candles, the glass candles with the little glass tops, there's a reason why when you light it, it's flaming, right? It's going good. And the moment you put the cover over it, you take the air out of it, what happens? The candle's not lit anymore. Fire's gone. You know why? Because you took the oxygen out of the candle. You took the oxygen out of the jar. And now, boom, just like that, that candle is not burning anymore. That's what you want to do. You want to control that anger. Anger make you make wrong decisions. It make you do wrong things. It make you do bad things. And a lot of times when people act on those things, when they're able to get to a calm level, you know what happened? 99.9% of the times they regret what they did. They regret it because now they've murdered somebody. Now they're in jail for somebody. Now they've done something they would have never done if they was in the sane mind. But anger, they made anger bring them to that level. And you don't ever want that to happen to you. Never ever. You want to keep working on yourself to where when that thing happens, you can acknowledge that it's there. Acknowledge that it's happening and not engage. You ever seen somebody just going off and one person just calm? Now, anybody looking at that situation would think the person going off is winning. That person is winning because they're going off. This other person must be a punk. He's not saying nothing back. All these things, right? And me, at this level of mentality I'm at, I would look at the dude that's calm, right? The guy that's calm, and I would say, wow, he's amazing. That's the guy I would give credit to. I would say he's amazing because what he's doing takes way more work. He's containing his fire, right? He's containing it. He's not allowing his fire to go out of place, all over the place. This other guy now, he's allowing his fire to blaze all over the place. And because of his anger, it might be the reason why he don't live to see the next day. It might be the reason why he loses freedom. It might be the reason why he loses kids. It might be the reason why he loses his wife. It might be the reason why he loses his friend, his job. You see how deep this rabbit hole is? That when you sit there and you keep working off your anger, you could just lose everything in life because of that anger. You have to learn to contain it. Contain it, and that is a powerful superpower right there. Being able to contain and control your anger. Not let it control you. A lot of times, people make their emotions control them, not them controlling their emotions. Once you let your emotions control you, your majority of the times is going to do the wrong thing because of those emotions. You don't want to do that. So of course, as usual, I don't want to make this video too long, but you know I had to get into this and I wrote it down as a topic and I was like, this is a dope topic to talk about. I think it's such a great analogy with the wildfire, the unruly fire, and comparing it to anger, because there's a difference between anger, being angry, being sad, being mad, um, being composed, being rational, irrational. You know, there's all different things, and it's like you don't want to be mad, you don't want to be angry, you don't want to be unruly, you don't want to be irrational, you don't want to be those things, because those things lead you down the wrong road. It's not a good thing. It's a dead end road, and you're gonna crash. But you see, when you're able to see that divider in the road and say, I used to go this to the right, which is anger, which is being angry, right? And it always turned into a wildfire and burn all over the place. And then when I really get my composure and get back to myself, I look back and I see how much forest I done burned down. I don't want to go down that road anymore. So let me switch it up. Let me go to the left this time. And now when I go to the left, I'm more quiet. I'm observant. I'm listening. All those beautiful things, right? You start to look and you're like, I realize it's not as bad as I thought it was. I realize I have more control than I thought I did, right? You didn't think you have much control, but you actually do, right? You don't have much control over the person, but you have control over how you react to the person. So that's your power, right? So you take your power back, because now you have this person doing things to get you angry, and you don't want to be angry. So you're going to make this person talk. You're going to let this person rant. They're going to go off. They're going to do what they got to do. And you're going to be like, no problem. I understand. I got you. You give simple word answers, basic, straight to the point. Nothing to be rude, nothing to be disrespectful, because we're not trying to give it oxygen and we're not trying to add fuel to it. So we just be like, no problem. Leave it alone. And eventually that fire will start to die down until it goes away, just like the candle with the cap on it. It goes away. So stop giving your anger oxygen and fuel to get bigger, better, and worse. That is my video for today. I am very grateful for all my subscribers as usual. Make sure you guys go and check out my other videos, because I have another bunch of other videos on here that's amazing, very informative. And I realize the more I do these videos, and I'm doing them off the top of my head, right? There's no written thing that I said I'm gonna do. These are all off the top of my head, and it's amazing to know that I can in the moment think of these things and be so detailed and informative with these videos. And I'm proud of myself, because I didn't think this is something that I would be able to do on the spot like that, but I've been doing it for all my videos. Every single video, all I need is a topic, and just like that, I have a bunch of things that just pops up in my head while I'm talking to the camera, and it just feels so natural. It feels amazing. And when I talk to some of you guys, and you guys tell me that was a great video, or if somebody commented tell me that was a great video, it makes me feel so good to know that I am helping people, even if it's one person. So very grateful for everybody that's here. Thank you guys for tuning in to my new video. Remember, you don't want to be on a unruly fire. You want to control that anger. You already know what it is. Peace.